Hey there. Today I've got another backpack for you. This is the Osprey Skarab 18. This video is going to be an overview as opposed to a review because I don't have any actual hiking time with this bag. But since Osprey's videos tend to be a little bit low on specifics, as long as I had this bag, I wanted to throw up a video on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. I got this bag because I'm going to Machu Picchu, hiking 40 miles into it via the Salcantay Trail, and you can't take more than 20 liters into Machu Picchu, more than a 20-liter bag. So I wanted a smaller bag as opposed to the Osprey Stratos, the 32 or 34 that I'll probably take with me. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this though. I have a outdoor research antimatter on the way, and that bag balls up into a little pouch, so I may use that instead. But anyway, I wanted to throw up a video on this as long as I had it. This is part of their Skarab Skimmer series, male, female. They come in a couple different sizes. This one is the 18. These bags only come in one size. They don't have the small, medium, large like the bigger bags do. So 18 liters only. It's $80. It comes in 3 colors. Red, I really like this red. Inferno red they call it. A black and a blue. I wish some of their other bags came in these colors. But the size on this, it's 1.1 pounds and it's 18 inches by 11 inches by 9 inches. So it's a nice, small, comfortable bag. This bag does come with a water bladder. Back here, there's a separate water bladder pouch. Comes with a 2.5 liter water bladder. And the tubing comes out and down the strap. I'll show you this to you when I put it on. And then it has the magnetic attachment, which I really like. I don't care for the Osprey tubing that much though, because the bite valve is always exposed. And sometimes when you're out hiking, if you put your bag down, it starts dangles onto the dirt. And I really don't want to be putting that in my mouth after I've had that on the ground. So I prefer the source water bladder tubing where it actually has a cover that goes over this, so I'd be replacing it with that if I was going to use it. But it comes down, I like the ones that come up and down the strap as opposed to the Stratos that comes around the side. These are easier to get on and off. But it comes with, like I said, the included water bladder in there. In front of it, the back here, it's a mesh back over a firm-ish foam piece. There's a little bit of stiffening down the middle, and then if you can see here, there are cutouts on each side to help a little bit with ventilation and perhaps save maybe just a little bit of weight. And that's in front of the water bladder, so it will give you a little bit of extra padding in front of that. The straps are padded up on top, and then they go down here, and it's just a pure mesh, nice breathable mesh down here where the chest strap is, and then the chest strap is movable up and down here. On the sides, there are water bottle pockets, which will hold a Nalgene bottle if you want to use that along with the water bladder. It'll hold that no problem. And there are cinch straps up on the top here, and I appreciate that the cinch straps don't go over the water bladder pocket or over the water bottle pocket like it does on my Stratos. So it'll hold a Nalgene bottle there, and there's a water bottle pocket on both sides. On the back here, there is some webbing or whatever you want to call this. This cinches up, tightens down, and you can throw a jacket or whatever you want to kind of tie into there. On the front part on the top here, I love the Osprey zipper pulls, by the way. These are my favorite zipper pulls. Nice rubberized, easy to get your fingers into. Always love those. On the top here, there is, as they talk about it, that scratch-free pocket that everyone talks about. You can put your sunglasses in. Does anyone actually put if anyone puts their sunglasses in their pocket, free, not in a case, post some comments, because they always talk about this so they won't get scratched. I'd be afraid they were going to break if I just had them sitting loose in here. But anyway, but scratch-free pocket as it is here, and it's a big pocket. It goes all the way down to here. I mean, it's that deep. So it's a big pocket, so you can fit a bunch of stuff in here. And also in here, there is a keeper for your keys or anything else you might want to affix to that. On the inside, I threw some stuff in here just so I could fill it out a little bit. It's actually a pretty decent size. It's a top loader, or a panel loader rather. I prefer the panel loaders over the top loaders, just easier to get into. Get the cinch straps out of the way, and some of the stuff I've got in here, just some jackets and pants and things like that. So on the inside here, just one big pocket. Here's that scratch-free pocket, and you can see how big it is. It's a really big pocket all the way down to there. But otherwise, just one large pocket. The water bladder is right on the other side of this. No padding there. But otherwise, really nothing else on the inside, just one big, decent sized pocket. And load it back up. The bag will not stand, which that's okay, that's fine. I like bags that stands, but on hiking bags, I don't mind it as much because you're not putting the bag down as much, so not a huge deal. Let's get a look at the bag on here. So you can see not too big of a bag, nice size. And then putting it on, there is a thin waist strap down here. And the chest strap comes across, snaps in. And like I said, these are movable if you're so inclined. And then the water tubing is magnetic and fixes right there. Nice and easy to get to. Like I said, I like the water tubing that comes up over the top because it's just easier to get, when you're taking the pack off, it's easier to get your sleeve or your arm in and out of that as opposed to the tubing that goes under the arm. So I prefer that. But it's comfortable to wear. You can see not too big. Tighten it down here if you want to lift it up a little bit. And these straps, nice and comfortable. Pad it up over the shoulders where it's going to happen. Pad it up over the shoulders where it's going there. And then up in the front here, no padding, but not a big deal. This bag is made to hold 25 pounds. So I think it should be fine for the intended purpose. So if you're looking for a small bag, I think it's a great option. Just for me, I think it might be a little bit more bag than I need for the intended purpose of hiking just through Machu Picchu itself. So check one out though, the Osprey Skarab 18.